She is made to stand alone, and up comes Clayton in a quad with a roll cage. This is not a good vehicle for him. He's already slamming his helmet into her like they're about to start a 2-minute drill. She is in danger.
Hold on. I'm going to talk to Mickey Mouse right now. Mickey, we've seen this off-roading bit 89 times. You're an unoriginal bitch.
Yeah.
Come get me, bitch. Mickey, come get the pad.
Hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of another Bachelor podcast. My name is Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Pat produced a podcast over there behind my glasses.
Hey.
Sup?
What's up?
All right, I got bad news.
Yes.
So this has struck our podcast already. Before the mics heated up, I came to a shocking realization. My notes are gone for the Women Tell All.
You think he's lying, Nick? You think he didn't watch it?
No, sadly I did, but I don't want to get ahead of myself, guys. This episode is going to be a little smushy sandwich of the Women Tell All and the penultimate episode, which isn't really the penultimate episode because again we have 4 hours next week. Nobody needs to watch this show anymore. Please stop listening to us. Go listen to Bachelor Happy
Nation.
Hour. We don't want to do the show anymore. If we keep doing it, it'll be behind a paywall. I hate this show so much more than anything in the world, but we had a little bit of fun. I mean, Nick really loves the Women Tell All. He's got a lot of fire stuff. You know, me and Pat may think it's just a bunch of insignificant, irrelevant people cackling at one another for 2 hours and a live production, which The Bachelor are terrible at producing. I'm getting ahead of myself. Do we have any public service announcements to get to before we jump into
Yeah. So everybody that has gone over to Patreon, I guess you already heard us beat you over the head with this. We're going to wrap up Love is Blind in the next 7 days.
Yep.
And then we're moving on to the ultimatum.
Right.
So you got to stick around for that little party.
Right.
We're all having fun. It's like a sleepover that you don't want to end.
Totally.
There's popcorn out. You know, the parents go to bed. We're all having fun.
Smoking a little weed.
You know, maybe when you're 14 or something, a little older for a slumber
Piss in the
party.
bed, smoking a little weed.
Yeah. So if you haven't joined yet
Fuck
and
yeah.
you're a new person, come on, join the slumber party.
Yeah.
With APN.
And get Way, all the shampoos and shit from Way.
Mm-hmm.
Way's dope. You know they did a collab with Virgil, the dead guy?
The dead guy, yeah.
They did a whole collab.
Oh, no, Way is tight. We'll talk about him later.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about
Way's
him later,
tight.
yeah. So
Dylan. So what Dylan's trying to say, he said like some mashup thing. We're going to do the Women Tell All and the Fantasy Suite episode all in one.
Bang,
Mash 'em
shebang,
together.
schmushies.
Yeah, make the smushies.
Yeah, bang
And Dylan
'em.
lost his notes, but he really didn't watch the episode.
That's not true.
It's true. And I didn't want to watch the episode, and I fight you guys every year. I'm so tired of this. But, Nick, apparently you took notes on this thing?
I took notes on this thing, and I fucking love the
He
yellows.
loves the
All right,
yellow.
why don't we do something? Because we owe this show so much respect for making us so much money over the years.
Yeah.
Why don't we spend 8 minutes talking about the Ladies Tell All?
You know, we could do a thing where we used to do with Nick's Potomac Minute, where Nick just runs down his notes for what was. I mean, Nick has an eye for talent. He has an eye for things that are going to be hip. Real Housewives of Potomac is one of the best offshoots of that franchise, and Nick knew season 1 that it was pure flames.
I want to hear what Nick's throwing down. Why don't we do that? Nick, why don't you just lay down what happened in the Ladies Tell All?
Now I'm worried. I don't have anything here, and it's more by the numbers, but I'm
no,
going to
but
go.
this works perfectly because I need guidance here because I don't have any notes.
It
So
will
if you
remind him
do
of all the
this,
notes that he didn't
we
take.
can jump in and snipe and pick and patter.
Snipe.
All right, Jessie Palmer comes out. He
Yeah.
doesn't give a roll call at first. He just mentions that Shayna is here, which I was worried about because I don't know most of these people's names.
Right.
And then
who does he say is there?
Shanae. He's like
Shanae, yeah.
Oh,
he,
Shanae,
He
got
goes,
it.
even Shanae's here. I was worried her name was Janae. You got me all in a twist again because that's been confusion all season. Pat sounds like he has something.
No.
You went.
Well, he does do roll calls. If he has a roll call, we can get to a roll call.
Well, yeah.
Do we give any fucking pots or pedals for this?
Zero.
Zero. They're just screaming at each other over shit that no one cares about. It's episode 3 and 4 horror shit. They're all so upset. They're tear-soaked. It's useless. Take it behind the barn. Nick, how many pots do you give it?
99. Another
I think
classic.
that wraps up the ladies tell all. Let's move on to the fantasy
No. We gotta get to some of this stuff. Nick's got fire.
But so you did or didn't have something there?
Well, I was going to say Kira, who is apparently a doctor, is a total plant because she's got a lot to say in this episode.
Yeah, she has a very long face, and she grandstands morally about what the other women were doing sexually and stuff. Was she the one that came in a fucking Blink-182 nurse costume?
It's crazy that we're talking about her before we even get to Nick's roll call. Claire, Kate, Hunter, Jill, Elizabeth, Marlena, Cassie, Kira, Eliza, Sarah, Lindsay, Mara, Sierra, Genevieve, Teddy, Serene, 12 pots. Recap.
0.
I wouldn't say it's 0. It's just not a lot of flavor. It's like a protein bar. You just need to, you need to get the sustenance.
Nick, let me tell you how to do it. Let me tell you how you do it, buddy.
I love that.
Here's the roll call. Here's Hope Patty. Here's the roll call. Claire, no clue. Kate, no clue. Hunter, still no clue. Jill, looking way better. She gets an A+ or best improved. She doesn't look like Elvira. Liz,
right,
Marlena, her nails are too long. What do you think you are? Jackie Joyner, oh yeah, she was Olympiad. Cassidy, villain. Kira, who the fuck is this? Eliza, cute girl. I hope she's a bachelorette. Villain, Shanae. Sarah, hopefully the first Asian bachelorette. Lindsay, Tia with blonde hair. Gabagool. Sarah, the bartender, looks like she's got packing some new veneers. Teddy, the 14-year-old, and Serene.
40.
No, I would say that's one of your best all season.
Nah, it's 22.
No,
It's 22.
40 pots.
79 pots. It is funny how I'm Tom Sawyering Pat into doing this recap right
totally,
now. I'm like, this is so fun, and he can't just paint this barn, Pat.
Come on,
paint this barn.
Is that a barn or a fence?
I don't know what
was
is it a fence? I think it was a fence. N-word Jim. And we get a recap.
Yeah. Wait, what?
About a 17-minute recap as the women tell-alls are want to do. And then we get the beginning of the women yell-all.
Yeah.
I mean, these birds are squawking at each other. Jill gets super fiery, something we didn't see all season. She wasn't very cat-like here. She was in her element.
She left the cat at home.
She left the cat at home. Sierra tells Janae to call her a bitch to her face because Sierra fucks people up in alleys.
Yeah. Sierra is very aggressive and very annoying.
Probably great in bed.
Huh? Are we not being allies right now?
I'm an ally.
That's a high compliment. I would love if someone said I was great in bed.
That's a good point.
We get a little bit from Claire, who is completely unabashed. She's like, I didn't give a shit.
Oh
about
yeah,
him.
that's right. Yeah.
She left on night 1.
Yeah,
she was the one that loved flats and hated Colton.
She went complete kamikaze on it.
And Nick, I don't want to interrupt you, but the ladies are asked about their first impressions of Meathead, and the consensus is he was all right.
Yeah. Literally nothing impressive.
Nothing.
That was definitely not a transcript because they all talked about how much they loved him in that moment. Yeah. They were all very
Pat's transcripts are a little weird.
I thought Cassidy.
Oftentimes they have a little bit of flavor, and I wonder, is that actually what they said?
I thought Cassidy fought. Then we move on to Cassidy, who was our first villain in the house, and I actually thought she did a decent job of she gave a great account. Yeah, spin. She basically accused the others of slut shaming, and she had a fire line. She was like, the dick was good. I wasn't gonna cut it off unless I was engaged. Yeah. Even her rival and nemesis Elizabeth selling Sunset. Almost spit out her champagne.
Well, I think that Cassidy was being accosted by people, including Longface, who came in that Blink-182 costume. Like, what is the expectation of Cassidy to not have sex with someone before she comes on the show? And sorry, did all of you excommunicate everyone you were dating before you came on this pure quest for love?
Great point.
You're all fucking liars. Y'all came here to get Instagram clout, and it failed. You're at 33,000. You'll be at 35,000 in 2023. You guys suck.
Then Kate, who I didn't know, she turned out to be hilarious. They start talking about...
I said she was unceremoniously terminated too early. Kate's great.
Yeah, and she was she like me. She was like, Cassie, I didn't even think you were that bad. But my problem with you was
great line
that you turned that bitch into Frankenstein in regards to Shanae.
Yep.
I thought it was an okay line. She fucked it up though because Shanae is actually Frankenstein's monster. She is not Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I think that
How
was
dare you disrespect Shelley like that?
Yeah. I think that was really the line I was excited about.
Right.
And when I'm just doing a monologue, I feel like it didn't hit as good.
No. It's an important distinction to make.
We go back to the women Yellal, and Jessie Palmer is evidently on pills.
Yeah, fat
because he
face.
refuses.
He's a drunk.
He refuses to say anything and stop this.
Well, he does at some point say "wrong show, ladies." Wrong.
Well, he's completely lost control of the dais. He's completely lost control of the dais.
He lost control of the dais. Then we get a little recap of the controversy known as shrimp. Someone even had a Shrimpgate sign.
Yeah.
I would have showed up with just a sign that said shrimp.
Right.
Elizabeth and Janae. I'm losing steam. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Going.
I mean, the freaking thing stinks. I mean, it stinks.
Okay, this was honestly one of the highlights. Some scuttlebutt. Genevieve and Shanae sitting in the hot seat with one another.
Oh,
yeah, that was fun, actually.
Yeah. Well, she accused the bartender of sliding into Bachelor Nation's DMs.
Not just any person from Bachelor Nation's DMs, the bad guy from Bloodsport's DMs.
That's right. The bad guy from Bloodsport.
Aaron.
I love how Jessie was like, you're speaking of Aaron Matthews? Mm-hmm. Aaron Matthews? Jessie Palmer. Do you really... It's like Al Michaels and Collinsworth going through all the rosters before the game. Like, how do you know? Do you have to know who all these
That's
people
not pepperoni tits, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It's pepperoni tits.
Oh, no. It's not pepperoni tits. It's actually the bad guy from Bloodsport.
Oh, okay.
You fucking idiot.
Sorry.
So, moving on.
Lindsay W. Makes some great points.
A girl named Lindsay was on the show?
I don't know what her great points were. Oh, then we get some Photoshop accusations flying around.
Oh, right.
I love how much you love the women's yellow.
Shanae said Hunter used a lot of filters, and then someone came back at Shanae and was like, well, they don't have Facetune video in Paradise. I didn't even know Facetune video existed.
Well,
is that a real thing? Can they do
you're
that?
I think it is.
Guy,
I
Nikki.
think it is. We're getting closer to deep fakes. We're just using them for beauty enhancements right now and not to wage World War IV.
Even though I'm sure it's been coming out. I feel like it was probably like I don't know. Most of the stuff coming out of Russia is probably deep fakes. I don't even think there's a war going on right now.
Yeah,
it's
no.
just an excuse to have $9 gallon
Hot
gas.
take. This was all cooked up by Shell.
Hey, no politics, Dylan.
No politics. Peter Ducey, you're a fucking moron. So,
and just to be clear, I do think there's a war going on. If anybody
how
doesn't
could
get
you
my
not?
sarcasm and satire.
I popped on a little bit of Up First from NPR this morning while I was making my tabby from Coffee Memes of Tiger Smoke fame.
Of course.
And started tearing up and crying at 7 o'clock in the morning, hearing that there was a school of disabled children that were waiting to get out of Ukraine. Do you guys want to move on to?
Please,
well, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to put this show on anymore this early in the morning. It's not good for my well-being. I don't want to cry this early in the morning. All right, so moving on to things that are trivial and uplifting and mean nothing.
Well, that's what we do here.
Right,
That's how we help the
exactly.
world.
I'm so sorry.
That's how we help the world.
I felt like those were two absolute revelations. We got Shanae trying to fuck Aaron, or Shanae accusing Genevieve of fucking Aaron, but then Genevieve came with the receipts and she's like, you DM'd Aaron first. And I just met him at a bar one time and she's a bartender, so that's not even that weird. I wish they would have asked Genevieve about her aspirations to actually be an actress, because
Right.
I think it was very accurate when she was accused of being so.
Yes.
That is why she's in LA. And then what else do we got? Oh, and then the Face 2 one. I mean, that was fire. That was just everybody flaming each other. Sarah's in the hot seat.
I do want to say.
Oh, yeah, they don't like Sarah.
They're talking about tweaking faces and stuff. It makes me sad, this pattern of fucking with people's faces when you're gorgeous and you're in your early 30s. I mean, a lot of these girls have things that have been done. You know, the lips, cheeks. Shanae looks completely different. It's just, I don't get it. I hope one day, much like we stopped smoking in airplanes and putting heroin in, cough syrup or whatever we used to do. I hope that women stop chopping up their faces and that we just let people age and be beautiful that way. And I hope we stop slaughtering so many animals in mass. And I really hope those disabled children can get out of Ukraine safely. Do we want to get back to the show?
Let's do that,
things?
Let's do that.
All right. So, Nikki.
And honestly, from this point on, we really can fly through it. I always like the first half of the yell-alls when it's all the women talking about their problems. When we start going one-on-ones,
sit-downs.
with the people who really had feelings for Clayton, I start to not.
It's
give
horrible.
A shit anymore.
So there's Sarah, who just lies, just lies, but she wasn't enough of a feature in the season to give a fuck about the lies. We also spend 30 minutes on Shanae, and I'll take 10 minutes on Shanae, but not 30. We're going nowhere. It's just screaming. And then we get to Teddy, who is, I mean, bless her heart, but she's doing this emotional vomiting out to the 200,000 people left watching this show about her parents not loving her. It's just too much.
Well, she throws out there that despite being a virgin, she ain't waiting for marriage. She'll she's open to banging prior to that.
Yeah, she'll take a glizzy or two.
You break it, you own it though. I'll tell you that. No thanks. But yes, she's upset on being dumped, and Jessie wants to know why no one wants her, and she says, yeah, because my dad wasn't around. He says, got it.
Yeah, it's too sad. Then Clayton comes out, and before then,
just the only other real revelation that they just didn't dwell on, and I actually felt bad for the guy, is that Clayton's brother slid into Teddy's DM.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they dunked on that guy for no reason. I mean, he's an innocent victim in all this. I mean, he slid into her DMs, and then they just flame him on national television to the 200,000 people left watching this show.
The sliding into DMs is the modern day, can I buy you a drink?
Right.
And they have to just roast him for giving a temp. Unless he fucking sent his penis out there, what's really wrong with it?
Yeah.
They got it all wrong. That's the thing, is we never get down to the minutia or the details of these things. He wanted to know if she wanted to have a Lego set play date. Okay?
That's true. Because she's so young.
Hey, do you know?
So is he. We don't know his age.
Do you know Kix?
The band?
No.
The
cereal?
What's the one that's like? Is it Connects?
Connects.
Yeah.
Connects. Yeah. Sorry.
Tinker Toys.
Yeah. Okay. So we got to move on to Clayton in the hot seat.
Yeah, he gets shit on. Like, they don't like him. I don't think.
And so Clayton, here's the thing. Clayton is very in media train mode, but the thing about Quasimodo is that he's Quasimodo. So not enough media training in the world would take on this guy. No. He looks like an absolute fucking moron when confronted with all of the douchebaggery he committed throughout the entire season. He does his best to
Well, I'll give you a quote. He says,
yeah.
I'm happy you guys are having these discussions. These are important.
Right.
Great.
Right.
Great. You fucked two people on the thing that we're about to talk about, you scumbag.
Yeah.
And you wanted to get a hat trick, you piece of shit. And then you end up gaslighting. So all the media training you got, it didn't work out. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Getting a hat trick like Kareem Benzema.
He got the hat trick? He did
No, he tried to get the hat trick.
Yeah, attempted for it. Yeah.
All right. So, women tell all, women yell all. Me and Pat are of the firm belief that these need to not happen anymore. Or they need to happen in a different way, much like everything about this franchise. They're resting on their laurels, and their laurels are stinky and fetid and putrid, and just go away. Just go away.
Sandwich these two episodes into one thing. Give 40 minutes on the women's yell all and an hour 20 minutes on the fantasy suites, and then we've got ourselves
good.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
And don't talk to fucking 4 and 5. No one cares about 4 and 5. That's too far away to have a real relationship with them.
All right, so we got to get to the penultimate episode that isn't the penultimate episode because we're getting 4 hours next week. But before we do get to all that stuff, we got to take a quick break to talk about modern fertility. Now, Pat is getting up right now, but I would ask him to not. Because he's the only person fit to actually do this.
Wait a minute.
read.
They re-signed up?
Well, here's the thing. They bought 3 spots. They realized that they can't do this because Nick was reading the ad. And so they just reneged on, I don't want to say reneged. I mean, we harbor no ill will. But They do have one ad remaining, and we need to do our very best for them because they're a great company and they're doing a good thing.
I'd say they're saving people a lot of money, especially if you think about.
Pat, why don't you handle the copy too?
Oh, well, I can't read. Dill, why don't you read it, and I'll give my personal insight into this. Let me start this off.
Hey, Pat, just because you're a father, why don't you go ahead and handle the copy?
I can't read. I don't have any glasses. I can't read off phone.
But, Pat, you read your notes every day without glasses. So
you should see how big the writing is.
I would volunteer, but I got them. They canceled because I read it.
Let me
go to the video to watch that game of hot potato. It was a lot of fun.
Great catches.
Let me say this. I think most of our audience are females, quite honestly. Actually, I know that for a fact. And so that means that women mostly care about having kids, and you do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, you're speaking of Modern Fertility, the first sponsor of the show.
100%. So get ready to chime in there a little bit with the details.
Yeah,
about
listen,
how this
I've
works.
always been a big fan of planning ahead, scheduling trips months in advance, plotting out my next career move, figuring out what I'm doing for dinner while I'm still eating breakfast, but I never thought much about planning for kids, right, Pat?
100%, Dylan.
You know what I mean?
Didn't want to think about it either, but my wife, she basically said a deal breaker was like, I know you want to marry this, I know you want to own this, but here's the thing. You marry this, I want to have kids.
Yeah.
So I know you're old and you have old sperm and it's probably dead, but we need to have a kid. So I said, I want to marry you, so I'm going to take that deal. And then little do you know, now I'm in my 40s and I got to keep that deal and I got to have kids, which means I got to do IVF.
Yeah, that's why Modern Fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Figure out if your sperm's dead or not. Mail it in with a prepaid label, and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. I actually don't think they do this for men. I think it's more for women and to check out, how many eggs you have compared to other women, all that stuff. I don't think they do this for semen at all, so shame on you. But guys, right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/bachelor. That means your test will cost $139 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost you at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/bachelor. modernfertility.com/bachelor.
I'm going to try a little social experiment here. Okay.
Are you going to put a bunch of people, guys and women, in apartments and then put them in pods where they can't see each other?
Not that much. Not that complicated.
And asking to marry
I don't
each
care
other.
if you're 60, because a lot of our listeners are, starting to sign up for Social Security and whatnot. If you are, let's have a little fun. I want you to go to this website. I want you to get that test anyway. Let's see how many eggs you got swimming around in there. You know what I mean? And
are you grossed out by this sadistic experiment that he's launching right now?
No, I'm trying to get us to get some of that, that minutia.
But Pat, they've not bought the third or any renewals whatsoever. So why are we telling people to go spend $140 to check out their eggs?
I want to get them back in.
Okay.
Just when they left, I want to get them back in.
All right.
Let's blow them up and go, hey, I want some guy named Charlie walking in to meet the CEO and go, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know when we said no more males reading these ads? I'm looking at this little graph here. This little show called Another Bachelor Podcast. They just blew our fucking minds. 180 people just signed up to get their eggs tested.
So go sign up and get your eggs tested. We got to move on. Clayton's journey.
Yeah, I mean, there's just at this point, because they don't think they're going to renew. I actually like Pat's plan. I think it's going to work up until the point where they're like, they don't listen to our radio check because they've already canceled us.
Right.
They are going to get that giant uptick on that little graph. They're going to see it. And then they're going to do the radio check, and they're like, oh, they did it by making it a game.
Right.
They
made right. Yeah. Some type of fucked up Squid Game kind of thing that Pat's launching. So anyways, Clayton's journeys continue. What? Clayton's journey continues in Iceland. I cannot talk tonight. It's a place that he's not sure if there's a better place to fall in love in. We get a little bit of interest.
Hold on.
Oh.
Yes, according to Dummy, there's no better place to do fuck rooms in than Iceland.
Yeah.
Paris, Florence,
Rome,
Puerto Vallarta, somewhere warm or some shit like that.
Somewhere where it's not blowing at 80 miles an hour and sending little bullets of ice all over the place.
Now, Dylan, I know that we're doing a mashup, a mushy or something like that. You called it, but this still deserves pots or some thoughts.
Oh, you're 100% sorry. Bad hosting.
Clayton has always been a dummy to me. Just a big meathead.
And how come?
Well, how come? Because I've watched him on TV, you ding dong. That's why. But he's a total scumbag. I mean, when we watch the final 15 minutes of this episode, the real Clayton is here on display.
Yeah.
Because he thought, I'm going to get ahead of myself, but this was a great episode. I give it 100 roses.
Right.
Because, great job, Mickey. You have another scumbag here that you thought you could media train. Remember when you had him hanging out with all the school kids and like, I like Clayton. Michelle, you should pick Clayton.
Right.
No, if he dates your mother or your sister and she says she's not going to fuck him, he turns it over on her and tells her that she's a bitch and then she needs to kick rocks.
Now, listen, I have very conflicted feelings about this because I'm no fan of Clayton's, but I am no fan of Susie's either.
Well, why? Because she was supposed to put up the game? The show
Because she's
show
a
evolves.
boring, pious gingerbread woman who is delusional, and Clayton is also a dickhead.
I'm not happy that you slept with 2 girls. Well, you should have told me you didn't want me to fuck
what are you doing besides getting ahead of yourself?
80 roses.
You calm down, please? 75 roses. How many?
Nick, what do you think of him?
I agree with some of the assessment on Clayton. He turned out to be quite the... I mean, talk about 2 people beating each other over the head with gas lamps.
Yeah.
Susie and Clayton, they were just in a contest for that.
There was glass and kerosene everywhere.
But, I mean, that little highlight just did not do it for the rest of me. I mean, I don't know. I want more drama amongst the ladies. There's just not... Oh, one-on-one, we love each other. Let's fuck. We love each other. Let's fuck. And then I love you, but you fuck 2 other people. Now I can't fuck you. That's what it is.
You want something to come of the smell my fingers moment.
Yeah, just not like, oh, here's 35-minute date, 35-minute date, 35-minute.
Yeah, it's chuggy.
For the birds, 60 roses.
And we get a little bit of introspection from Clayton in the beginning, and I would use the word useless, but I want something more potent because this minute and a half is something that none of us can ever get back. Him talking about opening up and being on the plane, and it's just like, this is why The Bachelor
sucks.
No bueno. So he sets up the week. He's not sure if he can fall in love with 3 people, but he knows he loves one person, the one he will smash over the head with a goddamn gas lamp. So the girls are sitting around thinking about how to slit one another's throats.
Well, they're catching up in the panic attack room.
It is a very small room. So they hear a knock at the door. In comes Palmer to talk to them about how the fantasy suites are on the horizon, and they're there so Clayton can have a blast. So open up or get the fuck off the show.
That's exactly right. That was the subtext. Palmer walks in and he hints, hey, you better take that fuck room, because if you don't, you might get tossed away like a used Kleenex.
All right.
He's a real pig, this guy.
Yeah.
And this is the moment, I said it in our other property that we're covering only on Patreon, patreon.com/another podcast network, Love is Blind. And right when that ends, we're going to do the ultimatum. But I said it on that show that Jessie Palmer needs to borrow Shane from Love is Blind, which we're covering on patreon.com/another podcast network. He needs to borrow his derma roller because he had a hard night of drinking his first night in Iceland, and he came in puffy face, bags under his eyes. I could smell the booze coming off.
Not only is he sucking down whiskey sours and old fashions, but he's eating cheeseburgers and chili fries too to kind of soak up the booze.
He loves the
sauce. He walks in there like a goddamn blowfish.
If he's getting married, he's going to be getting divorced in the next year.
All right, so enough with the negativity. Let's get
you thought that was negative?
If I was still in my addicted to Postmates at 2 a.m. phase and getting $30 of McDonald's, like that's how I would wake up. Just sodium.
All the sodium.
Oh my God.
Just like SpongeBob and Sandy's Igloo.
They kind of fucked themselves because now all the good items aren't available via Postmates after midnight. So I can't. I'm like, I go through the menu. You guys know how I like jazz. I can get a Big Mac, McChicken, and that's about it. Jesus Christ, no! Give me the breakfast items. Give me a Southern style chicken sandwich.
Yeah, that's so fucking crazy that anybody orders that. So, you know who gets the first one-on-one?
The airplane pilot.
Yeah, Rachel. So silence strikes, and Gabby's trying to lighten the mood a little bit, but I feel like Susie is just such a fucking nothing burger. She's nice and whatnot, but my God, she is so horrendously boring.
Well, hey, I'm sorry. She is very boring, but I want to say this about the order of the ladies and how they're going to take this.
Oh yeah.
You want to go first. You don't want to be third. You put some luminol on that wall and those sheets. The fucking room is painted with Wang glue.
Wang glue, huh?
Wang glue. You know what I mean? Wang glue.
What was the first thing you said that you wanted to put on the walls that helps you find
luminol?
Stuff? Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Fucking glizzy relish all over the place.
Glizzy relish.
Yeah. You know what a glizzy is?
No, what is that?
It's a hot dog. Glizzy at the turn? Glizzy at the turn?
You're fired.
That sentence makes me want to golf. I want a glizzy at the turn.
Glizzy at the turn. Quick glizz.
God, I love hot dog based proprietors. I mean, Wiener Schnitzel, Doghouse,
Carnies.
Just street vendors. I love
pineapple.
Fucking hot dog.
All right, so
that's a hot dog place?
then Susie says to camera, if he has sex with anyone else, it's a deal breaker. Thank you for that. So let's get to the one-on-one with Rachel feels uneasy because he fucked with her last week. He gave her the last rose and made her sweat. Fear, it's a powerful potion. But alas, fear not. We get a hell of a leg wrap around, and guys, we've got a helicopter.
Well, yeah, you got a full run toddler jump and a ton of making out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's their modus operandi.
We haven't done that in a while.
Not a while.
I found it very interesting and almost a misstep that they gave the pilot the helicopter ride. Who would appreciate it the least out of any of them? Although even her, who's been in the air thousands of hours, had to appreciate the scenery. That was quite beautiful.
I don't want to say anything ugly about Iceland, but when Clayton says, look at the views, I was thinking, Clayton, if this was a science fiction movie, all the people in the movie would be trying to get the fuck off this planet.
What's going on?
Well, it's cold. It looks ugly and desolate.
No, Iceland's
offense,
absolutely beautiful, and I thought that the vistas were stunning as
hey,
well. But
any listeners in Iceland? Tell us about the place where you live. I want to hear it from you.
And they always say, I mean, this is like a thing you hear since you were little. It's like Greenland's
the bad
actually
one.
ice and Iceland's actually green.
Not true.
No. Not true. I think they have just a winter. I'm sure there's nice.
And these people, they fucking smack puffins out of the air. Those birds are so goddamn cute. It makes me so sad.
And they're trying to convince us. I think that's the tourism board there. It's way better than Los Angeles. They're trying to say the hottest girls on the planet live in Iceland. They're trying to get a bunch of Australians over there thinking they're going to get some free sex or something.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Those Aussies are fucking insatiable. So they land and they start sucking tongue like they always do. And that's when we get our first glimpse of Clayton going, all right, chill. Because throughout the entire season, he's been completely open to not speaking at all and just licking tonsils. Really, really far deep back there type stuff. Mm-hmm. But this is the first time where he goes, all right, so, we got some stuff to talk about. They hop on a slightly secure elevator. We know how he is with heights and whatnot. And he keeps talking about how Rachel needs to open up. I got an idea. How about you fucking open up, you thumb? You take entire days to say nothing. Stop putting it on them. You stink. So, she asks him if he has any reservations when they're at the bottom of this cave. And
Volcano.
He goes like this. No. Okay. So let's get to the night date. But before we do, we already took a break. We can hit a break later. Let's sit down for a vapid, empty dinner.
I'd be okay with a break. I have to pee.
All right, let's take a quick break to talk about the magical elixir known as Magic Mind. Guys, it is the anti-procrastination drug. It is the elixir that you will need to get through your day with a zen and focused hum. You need not Adderall, need not crystal meth in the form of Bang or Monster Java or a too expensive and too large coffee from Starbucks. All you need is Magic Mind. It has the matcha, it has the echinacea, it has the lion's mane, and the 9 other magical ingredients you'll need to get you through your day. For our listeners, you can go to magicminded.co and enter promo code Clayton to get 25% off your order. We've had plenty of fans reach out to us and say, guys, this stuff is wonderful. I am day trading in the silver market, and I have made, no joke, $4.5 million in the past fortnight. It's why Pat's nanny left.
Two.
Second one went, huh?
Mm-hmm. She lives across the street. She's putting an addition on in the house.
I'm so sorry, man.
She's got a fucking boat in the driveway.
Are you happy for him?
Kinda. I mean, I'm at a loss. You
Right.
know, it creates more work for me and my wife. You know, you got to find another nanny. you know.
Right, but,
also they're kind of mocking us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what Magic Mind will allot you, the opportunity to grandstand and boast over your enemies. So go to magicmind.co, enter promo code Clayton to get 25% off. So let's get to an evening of vapid talk about how crazy this whole process has been.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, should I do it? Night date!
Night date.
All right, Rachel. They talk about perspective. Mm-hmm.
Well, credit to her. She does bring up her uncertainty and the pain of even hypothetical heartbreak that she felt before she was given that rose last week.
Well, she said almost being thrown off the show made her more attracted to him.
Well,
you know what I mean?
In so many words. Again, that's not the right transcript, but that's your truth. So
I have a question. I went to the bathroom during the Magic Mind read. Has Pat lost any more nannies because they keep stealing?
Nope,
he's
same count,
he's
down
at
2.
right
Okay,
now, yeah.
cool.
So-
Rosa starts on Monday.
All right, so
either hire vet people, do a background check so they don't steal your shit, or
put your shit away.
Yeah,
and stop
lock
It's
up.
a refrigerator. That's why I keep my Magic Mind. Mi casa, su casa.
You got to get like a hotel refrigerator so they can see it behind the glass, but they need a key.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll keep it in here, you know?
Smart.
Yeah. So, she brings up her uncertainty and her fear of being sent home. And he, like a child who hurts little animals, toys with her a little bit and then goes, well, how about this?
What are you doing? What are you doing there? Is gaslighting? What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing there?
It's a big bomb.
It's okay. All right, hold on. She snaps her fingers and said, "Hey, dummy, if you want to see my coochie tonight, you need to say one of the 3."
You stopped me to go back to do that crass.
You think that's crass?
All that crass, Pat.
She says, you got to hit me with one of the 3 stages of Bachelor love.
The crass
You
is
need
always
to
green.
either say you're starting to fall in love,
Right?
you are falling in love, or you are in love. She feels better and will now hand him the door code to her muff wallet.
Okay, so let's... No. So I'm starting to get frustrated with your piggishness right now. So... Hey, Lycus, let's break that one down.
Yes.
What did you say? What did you say? What,
She hands him the door code to her muff wallet.
the door code to her muff wallet.
Beep, beep, beep. You ever see your wallet? You open it up.
Got it. And there's a door on the wallet.
Some do.
Idiot. God.
I like it.
Yeah.
It is hard to, like, you know how we say paint a picture with words? Like, I have like a Dali type thing in my head.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, very
I
descriptive.
said Coachy.
All right. So, guys, we have to move on to the morning time. I mean, they make love.
No. We get the justification. Justification.
Nailed it.
Damn it, it's been 5 years.
You got to justify this one.
We get 2 scenes.
Yeah.
One of Clayton dry humping the airplane pilot, and then Susie saying she's out if he's into another woman.
Yeah, so we get back to more pious delusions with Susie, who says that if he feels the way that she feels about her, then telepathically he will refuse the advances of 2 beautiful women who he almost in only this kind of environment is allowed to love bomb and then fuck one right after the other. she knows that if he cares about her, he'll do that. And that's why I'm a little frustrated with Susie, because that's an idiotic thing.
Well, if she's watched the show, Jessie Palmer already laid it out. Have fun. Have fun. That means fuck everybody. And one of the more disgusting things,
glizzies everywhere.
Not to get ahead of myself, but one of the more disgusting things was him thinking he was going to pull off the hat trick.
Right.
He thought he was going to fuck all three of them.
Right. Not only fuck all three of them. I don't have an issue with the fucking.
He's fucking Glizzy McGuire.
He is Glizzy McGuire tonight, but the problem that I have is the I love yous, because they're so clearly empty.
I love you.
Hey, the way he screams, his scream cadence is like he's in a huddle at a D3 college. It's so cringy.
And the problem is, like, you talked about media training. He has been coached up on the differences between I'm starting to fall in love with you, I'm falling in love with you, and I love you. Yeah. To him, that's all the difference in the world. He can say whatever he wants to those first two. He was only falling in love with those two. Right. Those two. That doesn't mean anything. He's a big dumb thumb who was confused by the producers.
But he could say I love you to Susie. Now, if she didn't have sex with him, she would have been sent home that next episode. But my problem is that he throws the I love yous out as a way.
It's like his last name. He's using it as a fishing lure. Like
the I love you is the door code to the muff wallet. To speak.
That's my point. Yeah. When I say this to you, now I'm tricking you into saying, "Let me see your muff wallet."
Okay.
All right. Well, let me get to that. Hold on.
Next morning.
Thank
you. They rise. He slams her up on the countertop.
They make out a lot, and Clayton says it was a near perfect night. A near perfect night.
She didn't eat his ass.
This is code word for she was great in bed but didn't give up the can.
Oh my God. What about us tonight? Me too.
And also
it's just gross.
And also, like, I feel like that's a very you're looking at how you would view it. I mean, not everybody's into that. Clayton probably is.
You said it was near perfect.
Near perfect.
Why wasn't it perfect?
Well, according to you, it's because she didn't give up the can.
I think of sometimes Clayton is older than me because
we covered that.
He's larger than me, but I do forget he's a Gen Zer.
He's 22 years old
at heart, so he was probably talking about a finger up his ass.
Yeah, totally. He's very, very. He's like Andy Warhol. So I am.
Wait, whoa.
Gonna have to move on.
Yeah. Andy Warhol. Well,
they make breakfast, They make breakfast, and then they tell each other they love each other.
Yeah.
And he waves. And he says, "I'll see you soon." After I bust a nut on the one with the funny voice.
Okay. Yeah, I had a similar note. I said, "I love you. I'm gonna go crush another one." So Rachel gets back and says, "Smell my breath." What do they say, Pat?
Smell my finger.
Okay. All right. So,
I think the inverse is smell my breath, unfortunately.
Right. So
smell my shoulder. I don't know.
She says in advance, she says, oh my.
We do have to go Patreon only.
We are so. I mean, like,
I don't even care.
If you like this, like, we will do this. This is a Patreon show right now.
It's not for everyone.
So Susie's in tears because she can sense it. I've got to say she's sweet, but you're annoying. Go back to Pleasantville. You're on The Bachelor, you maniac. So let's get to the date with someone who's actually fun. The next Bachelorette, please. It's Gabby. She is made to stand alone, and up comes Clayton in a quad with a roll cage. This is not a good vehicle for him. He's already slamming his helmet into her like they're about to start a 2-minute drill. She is in danger.
Hold on. I'm going to talk to Mickey Mouse right now. Mickey, we've seen this off-roading bit 89 times. You're an unoriginal bitch.
Yeah.
Come get me, bitch. Mickey, come get the patty.
Yeah. Yeah,
man. Seriously, these dates are all like, it's like they're making Christmas cookies and they have the cutouts because the cave one was the metaphor date. Oh, I just want to continue to go deeper, and this is what it means. Mm-hmm. It's like, quit doing that.
Right. It's all.
Can I tell you
paint
what?
by numbers.
Let me tell you what production is on The Bachelor right now. The old guard, old people now have gray pubes. They started the show and made millions of dollars off. They're like, you know what we need to do? Hire all these young people with all these great ideas. But they don't want to let the young people have ideas, but they still let them infuse their horrible concepts.
Right.
We have no middle guard here going, all of this sucks.
And you would be the appropriate middle guard?
I'm up for it. Hey, Mickey, I know I made you feel bad about being a bitch. Hire me. Hey, Mike Fleiss. Hire me.
All
I
right.
will fix the show.
So he is driving way too fast. I think that this would worry a lot of
he
women.
wants to kill her.
Yeah, it's like I feel like a lot of women would be like, "Why are you not calibrating to this situation at all? Like you're just going way too fast. My wife would kill me if I was driving like this." So she gets the wheel and goes just as fast. She's hilarious. They sit down at a diner. What do they talk about?
I'll tell you exactly what they talk about. They eat lunch and they discuss family. And Gabby says, "I'm a realist. Look, like I get it. Unlike that broad over there crying at the house, you know." And she insists on him having sex with other women. And she says, "Have a good time. And when you're ready to get married, just towel off. I'm good."
Okay, Patrick.
Too far?
Yeah, I think. And also, what did they talk about?
That.
Seriously.
They did. She says, "Go ahead, sleep with other women. I'm cool with it. I understand what this show's about."
All right.
Were you watching the show?
No, I just this was I kind of skipped it pretty quickly.
Well, that's what they talked about.
All right, good.
I know why Pat doesn't like the women's tell-all, because there's no like ghost ectoplasm fly around or whatever he would call
relish,
it.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever this was,
glizzy.
He says he knows that he is. Okay, well, let's get to the night date.
Night date.
She is so cute. They chat about opening lines of communication, and he seems floored by the fact that they had a flowing conversation today at the diner. And I would like to say that that's a prerequisite to have sex with someone again and see what happens. Not a prerequisite for marriage. That's 3 years past being a given, idiot. You should be able to have flowing conversations with someone that you're going to marry. God. He then drops the bomb and then drops a little envelope, and they fuck.
Well, he says, "Here's a ticket to the boom boom room." Oh, look, there's a hot tub. Yeah. Meanwhile, Susie is spiraling, walking around in a spiral staircase. That's hinting at what you said. These producers are a little on the nose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Susie, get over it.
Yeah. Susie's hoping Clayton won't be a whore. Boy, she's going to be pissed.
All right, so let's get to the next day. But before we do, guys, let's take a quick break to talk about the next sponsor. Guys, it's HelloFresh. You know it is, baby. It's HelloFresh. HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients to your door, including farm fresh produce that arrives within a week, so you get convenience without skimping on quality. Skip the trip to the grocery store, saving you the wait and long lines and ensuring that you don't waste money on excess food. HelloFresh has fit and wholesome recipes for satisfying and nutritious meals that you can feel good about, with 6 recipes per week to choose from, including low-calorie and carb-conscious options. Now, Pat, HelloFresh has saved your marriage, has it not?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're in therapy right now, but yeah, HelloFresh has done most of the work.
Yeah, HelloFresh has allowed Pat to stay at home, spend time with his daughter and his wife and his kind of reanimated rat dogs that are all over the house. It's family time. It's Hickey Casa time. He doesn't have to drive to Burbank to the good Paquito Mas.
Or Encino.
That's the good one. He wishes he could go to Burbank, right?
Yeah, Nick, you caught that phone call because I think you guys think I'm lying sometimes and why I order HelloFresh at least once a week. You heard my wife talk, right? You guys always think it's hyperbole. My wife said, I said, "Hey, I'll go to Paquito Mas." She goes, "Go to the Encino one."
Well, not the one right down the street from you.
It's more of like this, like
they don't make it good there.
But no,
that's what she said.
Can we go to the other one?
Yeah,
like,
and that's the amuse bouche of Cherie, because what comes after that, if a no is she met, it ramps up and it gets a little bit more aggressive. But guys, HelloFresh can save your marriage, save your gut health, and save your
happiness,
well-being. Yeah, go to HelloFresh.com/Bachelor16 and use code Bachelor16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts.
And here's the fun part. Once again, if you order this, making the recipe with your spouse or loved one.
Yeah, man.
Dylan will critique your preparation.
Yeah,
It'll be
man.
fun.
Go to HelloFresh.com/Bachelor16. Use code Bachelor16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. It's highly encouraged to voice the following HelloFresh tagline: America, it's America's #1 meal kit. He wakes up and he is at peace. You know. Well, yeah, you came. Mm-hmm. Dunce. So smell my fingers. The girls.
I'm usually at regret.
Right. No. Clayton is at peace because
you're gonna buy her breakfast,
he
Nick,
came.
or get her
So
out of
smell my fingers. The girls greet Gabby
I act
with
like I'm
open
asleep
arms.
until they're like, I should leave.
Rachel does. Susie says someone's got bedhead and then looks at Gabby like she's trying to light her on fire with her Christian powers. Susie's bummed that she's not getting the information she needs out of the your moles. Have you seen the show before, you dumbass? What, are they going to walk in and tell you everything that happened?
Mm-hmm. So that's what you're frustrated by. All right, Susie.
I don't like Susie. She's annoying.
Why?
She's boring. She's delusionally
because
New Testament-y. She just annoys the fuck out of me.
What if she hasn't watched the show and she signed up for it being just a fun journey and then accidentally fell in love with Meathead? And now she's like, hey.
There's no way she's not aware of what happens on the
you're
show.
probably right. You're probably right. I'm getting old and getting dumb. You know what I mean?
No, you're not. You're not getting dumb. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all getting old. So Clayton, it would seem, is no longer at peace. He's in love with 2 and could feel that way about Susie after saying in the beginning of the episode the only person he felt that way about was Susie. He's a pathological liar, and now he is crying. So he continues with being baffled by his love. Would you cut the shit? You're trying 3 flavors, you pig. We're like less of a bitch.
Well, yeah. Dude, you're not in love. You're in lust. That's how you can stick your little pecker in 3 multiple holes. Because you're in love with someone, it's rude and cruel to be entering multiple vaginas.
Date.
See the part where he got like a little bit sincere and was sending a message, he like trailed off.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know.
That's so wrong to
now
do.
let me say this: stay date with Susie. He does not get a toddler jump. She says she can't do it.
Yeah, and he says, do that leg thing. Did you pick up on that? Man.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to talk to Mickey once again. What are you going to say, Nick?
Our other program, Gabby confirmed she was referencing us when she said filling holes.
Oh, wow,
get out of here.
So
Is that
fun.
right?
Yeah. This Below Deck, another Below Deck podcast.
Yeah,
we
it's
do
a
it.
great show.
It's better
Great
than
show.
this.
So they begin with the cold room. Then
But he had a thing. He was
Well,
gonna
she
say.
doesn't get
Oh,
it.
yeah, Mickey.
Oh, yeah.
Mickey. You're a loser. Winhoff, we're going to go into a hot tub and then out again in the cold. Well done, you unoriginal fucking mouse.
Yeah. Yeah. Wim Hof kills people, by the way. Don't go up there because he doesn't have the correct safety precautions for a lot of people. So
Risk. Reward.
They begin with the cold room, then they proceed to go to the hot and cold rooms. Metaphor, anybody? So he wants to hammer down right there on the spa, but first he has to put her at ease. He has to calm her nerves and reassure her that everything is okay, and then he can say, sex, please. This hot spring is fucking beautiful. It looks like Middle Earth, and I don't know if the editing team did this, but the northern lights in the sky, I'm jealous. This is such a stunning locale.
Yeah, you'd only want to go there for like a week one time.
Aurora Borealis?
That's it, thank you.
So next vacation spot, honey, let's book it. I'm talking to my wife there. So who doesn't listen to the show? Let's sit down to dinner, but before we do, break? No, we did all the ad reads we needed to. So when they're together, they feel, like I said, like a gingerbread couple. They're just very fucking Hellmans to me. He is... I mean, we've covered it ad nauseum. He's kind of a scum fuck. The way he can say, this.
Use the word love like it's his last name.
I know.
He reminds her, she said she loves him. He tells her he's falling in love with her. And he's feeling, he hasn't felt this way in a long time except for yesterday. And then he tells her he's in love with her.
Right.
And she says, oh, my God. And she has a big smile on her face. And he couldn't look happier. She couldn't look happier. And right at that moment, just when he thinks he's going to pull off a hat trick, this happens. Yeah, he thought he was going to say, I love you. And can I see your pussy?
Okay.
And much like an iPhone being dropped in the water. When
he needs to get put in a thing of rice.
He put in his brain starts to unravel.
Yeah.
We got a different side of Clayton here. It starts blinking on and off. You can see it's going to turn off.
Well, he
you know what I mean? The phone's going to turn off.
Yeah, no, he tries to reel her back in with a new kind of weapon, though, a new kind of weapon of love. And as this show devolves, we get more advanced in this kind of weaponry. Chaos breeds this kind of horror. Tonight we have the I love you the most bomb.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that. I looked on it in horror, and I thought I am become death. It doesn't work, though.
No, it doesn't. Thank God it doesn't. And you talked a lot of shit about Susie, but thank God it didn't work on her. Up until, we have 2 more episodes. Maybe follows her back.
Maybe she comes back.
Oh, yeah, which she shouldn't.
Hi, Clayton. That's Susie, by the way.
Can you imagine being the fathers of the girl with the annoying voice and the airplane pilot?
You're talking about my favorite, the greatest bachelorette, hopefully, of all time,
Gabby?
Please stop referring to her as the girl with the annoying voice. It's really
So, Clayton, what are you saying? You came on these other 2 women and you had a favorite?
Right.
And now on national TV, this guy is such a gross... He thought he was going to pull it off.
Now, this gets tricky because he is telling her chill. It was 6 minutes and I sweated a lot. And I know a lot of people said he was gaslighting her, but I don't think he was in this moment at all, honestly. I think that maybe for the first time in 2 months, he said something that makes sense. It's The Bachelor. Jessie told me to have a blast. If you would have told me, I would have acted differently. I might have only had sex with one.
How would she know how to bring it up?
Easily. So the man himself, the man who instructed Clayton to have himself a blast, even at the expense of others' bodies, heads up, and they have another chat.
Hold on. You're skipping a lot of this. I know you want to get through this. So he planned on picking Susie after emptying his small steroid-laden potato juice on multiple women.
Right.
And then she's like, I this doesn't work for me. And he's like, all right. He steps outside, and then somehow they find Jessie. I mean, he's half a bottle through some Southern Comfort.
Right.
Yet they pull him.
SoCo and Coke.
Yet he finds his way to go there.
Drink.
And
he's
I
like,
used to black out and piss my pants to in college.
Is that right?
SoCo and lime.
SoCo and Coke. So yes, forgive me for going all over the place, but they have another chat, and this is where he starts. The gas lamps start getting head over the head of people's heads. I don't even know if it's that. It's kind of this dumb attempt to take the power back over the argument. He tells her that their entire relationship is invalid.
He was like Larry Johnson in Space Jam. I got my powers back.
100%. That's why I wrote that note down. But he does, that doesn't make any sense, Clayton. Now you're just trying to be hurtful. And then we enter get the fuck out of here mode.
All right. You are skipping. All right, I got to hit a couple points because our female listeners will be very upset with you.
Right.
So she said, because he slept with both women, she can't get past it. He gets pissed.
Yep.
And he tells her he didn't know if he blasted dong water into multiple places.
I was going to say goo juice.
Right.
Okay.
Dylan, you got to stop because our female listeners are going to get so upset.
But then he also does something that's really gross here, which he told Gabby and Rachel that he was falling in love with them. And then when he frames it with Susie, the one who he really wanted to sleep with last,
right,
and ultimately marry or whatever, he says he says that he had feelings of love for them.
Right.
A downgrade.
Yeah.
From I'm falling in love with you.
Now, what's going to happen when you get married to these two and you have completely shit on them on national television?
Well, that's not going to happen, especially after they watch this footage, this piece of shit.
So,
Susie comes back is my prediction.
I hope not.
But then Susie does something which I wish she didn't do, which is then she comes back. I don't know if production talked to her, and somehow she feels like she did something wrong.
Right.
Maybe she talked to Dylan.
Gas lamps.
He
gas lamps her. That's why she feels bad, because it was a successful gas lamp attempt.
So
he stomps her to the car and says, because of my faith.
Yeah.
Shut your fucking mouth. I know the hurt you put me through is for a reason. God puts demons in front of us to test us. You are the weakest link. What a petulant little asshole. What a petulant little asshole.
This is where media training goes off the rails and it's no longer there.
But he had such a sound argument. This is The Bachelor. For you to expect that of me was, in my opinion, was a little bit too much, and you could have communicated that to me. And again, I would have only had sex with one or possibly both, but I would have thought about it. And then he starts getting amped up and realizing that the hat trick is going to hit the crossbar and go out of bounds. And then he starts flipping out.
Fucking Gordon Bombay.
Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't want to fuck me? Get out.
All right, that's it for us. Join us on Patreon.com/anotherpodcast.
Well, that's where we get real.
To listen to Love is
We
Blind.
don't censor ourselves.
No, that's where I feel like
jazz. If you're listening on
talk and be the real
Spotify,
me.
hit 5 stars. You don't even need to leave any words. Join us on YouTube's, Instagrams, all that stuff. We'll see you next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye.